The Richmond High School.
What is the best thing for me to
Hudson
do
High
if I
School,
cough?
and the W- Meet the competitors for tonight's match. We're going to start with the visitors from Hudson. Starting in goal, junior, number 00, Parker Strumpke. Freshman midfielder, number 2, Will Cook. Number 6, senior midfielder defender, Nikki Alanoff. Senior midfielder defenseman, number 8, Quinn Johnson. Number 9, junior midfielder, Quinn Packard. Number 10, senior midfielder, Owen Niederlo. Number 11, senior midfielder, Soren Matson. Number 12, senior midfielder, Henry Vandenbark. Number 17, senior defender, Jackson Ole. Okay, maybe it's Ole. Number 18, sophomore forward, Calvin Lassard. And finally, number 19, junior midfielder, Jack Poole. Hudson is coached by Steve Solom. He is assisted tonight by Mitch Karras. And now, here are your hometown Tigers. Number 0, senior goalkeeper, Zaylen Sweet. Number 11, junior defender, Nolan Wayne. Number 6, junior defender, Brecken Posel. Number 8, senior midfielder, Steven Chapman. Number 9, junior forward, Mason Benning. Number 11, sophomore forward, Leighton Bostow. Number 12, senior defender, Nehemiah Zapeta. Number 20, senior midfielder, Jonathan Medini. Number 22, senior defender, Ethan Heiberg. Number 27, senior midfielder, Caleb Larson. And finally, number 44, junior midfielder, Evan Sanders. The Tigers, as always, are coached by Darren Blattner. He is assisted by Jeff Schrader and Dave Garrett. Sports medicine services provided tonight's event by Westfields Hospital and Clinic. At this time, if you could please rise and remove your hats as we honor the playing of our national anthem. Good luck to both teams, and let's play soccer.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this River Channel broadcast of the Hudson Raider boys soccer team. We are on the road tonight in lovely New Richmond, Wisconsin, and for tonight's away game of your Raiders in the hometown, or the Hudson Raider boys in white will be playing from right to left on your screen, and the hometown New Richmond Tigers will be in black, playing from left to right on your screen. So excited to be here at an away game. River Channel has really made efforts to broadcast as many games as possible, not just the home games of the past, but also adding in these away games, so this is pretty exciting, and should be a great match. I think New Richmond, Hudson is sitting at a record of around, it's either 7-0-1 or 8-0-1, and New Richmond is, I believe, very similar at maybe 6-0-1. I'm not sure who New Richmond has played. Hudson has played a variety of Minnesota teams, some teams in Wisconsin from down by Milwaukee and Madison, and then have started the conference schedule. So got the kickoff here, and away we go. For those of you unfamiliar with the geography, New Richmond is, I guess it's northeast of Hudson. Only like about 10-12 miles actually from Hudson, so they're relatively close communities. So this is a good, that's Nikki Allen off there for the Raiders, picking that ball off in the middle and sending it up. Nikki's one of the three captains of the team. Raiders keeping the pressure on early, keeping it in their offensive end, and that ball goes off of the Raiders, and it'll be a Tigers throw. But these are close communities. Probably some of these guys play on the same summer teams, etc. So always a rivalry between New Richmond and Hudson. Now, what's always intriguing is Hudson is one of the bigger schools in the conference, along with the foul there on the Raiders, or foul on New Richmond, and the Raiders are going to have a free kick here. This can be a dangerous area for the Raiders because it's well within their range to put this ball into the general scoring area, and so look for Nikki Allen off there, number 6, to try to deposit that ball right around the football end zone there, the black area. We'll see what he decides to do with it, though. Puts a nice ball up. It's right in there. Nice ball. Always tough. Who's going to get there? Who's going to be there, etc. And the Raiders send a big ball in, but that's wide, and that's going to be a goal kick for the Tigers. You bet. My colleague here, my name is Jeff Ion, and my colleague Jeff Munter, so we're both Jeffs, is working on the scoreboard, etc., for the broadcast here, so just be patient, and his skills are quite good, so he will have it figured out shortly. Raiders sending that ball up, picked off by the Tigers. Quick turn there by Jack Poole. Gets it out to Allenoff again. He's going to carry it for a bit. Trying to feed it up to Lassard up the middle. Little bump in there by Lassard. Sometimes you get away with it, sometimes you don't. Can't really do it from behind, though. That's going to trigger the foul. But Calvin Lassard there is a great story here for the Raiders. Calvin is just a sophomore. He's tall, he's fast already as a sophomore, and he's got 3 goals and 6 assists already on this short beginning of the season. So he is really putting it all together. Saw him last year as a freshman, and he did some great things, but his advancement so far this year has been fun to watch, and it's going to be great to have Calvin for a few more years after this as well. Getting back to what I was saying earlier, it's an interesting conference here, the Big Rivers Conference. You have a variety of sized schools within the conference, and Hudson is in the larger school sections for the state, and then New Richmond, I think, is in the next size, and River Falls is in another size, for instance. So at times, this conference is putting 3 teams into state tournaments in this state because the soccer is high quality here. They get to play each other, but they also compete very well with each other despite those size differences. So it's a fun conference to be a part of here. Nice pick off there by Henry Vandenbark. Feeds it up to Lassard. A little too much heat on that ball, and goes off Lassard out of bounds, and that'll be a throw-in. I guess it was an offsides call. My apologies. And a free kick here for either way. It would have been Tigers' ball because that ball was going out of bounds. Big ball up. Raiders defense collects that ball, tries to send it up, but nobody home for the Raiders on the far side. And a little bit of battling there going on. Raiders play it back, reset. Tigers pick it off. Nice play there by their midfield. About 5 minutes into this match, and the teams are still kind of feeling each other out. Raiders have probably had the ball in possession longer and in their offensive end for most of that 5 minutes, but neither team putting together a lot yet to qualify for high quality scoring attempts and things like that. It's a good crowd here tonight. It's a beautiful night here in New Richmond. And we all know what's coming here shortly in a few months, so everybody likes to get outside for these nights. Big ball up. Tigers got it. And do a quick turn. They bring it back to their midfield. And the Raiders defense has pulled back to put a little damper on that, and mishead there by the Raiders makes things interesting, but again, Raiders are solid defensively from end to end, and they pick that up, and now it's going to be a Raiders throw. Your Raiders have a lot of soccer coming up. They actually played a game. They were supposed to have their homecoming game last Thursday against River Falls, but due to a significant amount of lightning in the area, that game got canceled Thursday night, and they were able to reschedule it quickly for Friday, but that was homecoming football for the Raiders, and probably a home game for River Falls as well, so they had to reschedule everything. They got a 3 o'clock game in. You don't see that too often. Big head over. Here comes Lassard. close that gap quickly, but New Richmond got there, cleared that ball, and it'll be a Raiders throw. So the Raiders took on New Richmond and defeated them by a score of 3-1 on Friday. That can probably be viewed on the River Channel, or not the River Channel, the River Falls cable access station was recording it, and so if you're curious to watch that match, you should be able to find it there. Big ball in again. That's getting tighter and tighter. Lassard's honing in on those balls, and Raiders are starting to find some seams and gaps and getting that ball through, but nothing yet of high quality for scoring attempts. Trying to send that ball deep and through, but a little too far ahead, and Raiders are able to play that out of there. It's a nice little give and go. Ball up to Elenoff, who's trying to feed it up to Lassard. Slide tackle on that ball by New Richmond, sends it out of bounds, and Calvin Lassard gearing up for the throw. He's going to give it up to, looks like Soren Matson in the match for the Raiders here, and gives it up to Lassard, who's got it. Decided to play it back. Richmond up there applying some pressure on that defense. You don't always see that much pressure, and you can see it. Oh, that's a nice little sneaky cross, but just a little too tight to the goal, and well handled by New Richmond's goalkeeper. See if I can pick off his name here. I think that's Zaylen Sweet, if I remember. That's a name you don't forget from the introductions, and nice play by Zaylen. It's a great setup here for us, and just realize the clock on your screen is a little bit off of the, or no, I guess I'm looking at a delay, right? Is that what I'm seeing? All right. I think we're all squared away on the scoreboard then, right? So yeah, we're good to go, folks. So we are sitting at, I have to stop looking at the screen, or stop looking at the actual scoreboard and look at the screen when I mention the time, because there's a slight delay. So we're at about 9.5 minutes. Ooh, that's a dangerous ball. Nathan Poole there, or Jack Poole, but good clear by New Richmond. Their defense holding strong so far. Nice little turn there. Ooh, tripped up from behind. And it'll be a Raiders kick. Looks like Matson took the brunt of that. I think it was more of their feet got a little more tangled than a truly hardcore trip, but Matson's just fixing his shoe, giving it a retie, and it looks like he's good to go. Elenoff setting up. Looks like he's going to send this ball deep, probably. Decides to play it out wide. See if they can advance the ball that way. Tough defensive play there. Ouellette plays it back to, that is for the Raiders, I believe, Parker Strumke in the keeper position. Raiders setting it up quickly, but picked off by New Richmond, and again, foul there on Netterlow. Their feet got tangled. Nothing serious there either. It happens. Some referees would have maybe let that play on as an advantage call, because New Richmond had the ball safely. There's a big ball in. Nice play by New Richmond, but nobody home to receive that little kind of crossing through ball. Oh. Looks like Netterlow got hogtied there, but no foul called, and it'll be a Raiders throw. Ball gets out to Elenoff, up to Vandenberg's going to send it through. to Netterlow and collected there by Sweet, Zaylen Sweet of New Richmond. Gives a punt. Just kind of gets out of the reach of Soren Matson trying to collect it. Nice little play there by Matson and Alanoff. There's Jack Poole playing it back. New Richmond playing some tight defense. They're attacking the ball and kind of forcing the Raiders to have to think a little faster. And so this is a good competition so far for our Raiders. Speed of play picks up sometimes with different competition. So New Richmond going for the hard clear. Raiders pick that off. It's a through ball there again. Ball's moving nicely. Raiders had a series of nice little plays there, but Matson going for some kind of a blast there, but way too much defense in front of him. You can see New Richmond is stacking the box. There's literally 10, including the goalkeeper, 10 out of 11 players back playing defense every time the Raiders get the ball deep. That's not a tactic I've seen too many teams do, but it's one to try to stop scoring, that's for sure. And it makes the counterattack a little more challenging because you don't really have much up the field to move the ball when it gets out there, but we'll see if that's how they continue to play throughout the match. Alanov over to Sorensen again. New Richmond really, like I said, attacking the ball, and Raiders need to kind of pick up that speed of play there a little bit.
Checking in for the first time,
That
for
ball.
the Raiders, number 3, Diego Vega.
Diego Vega in for the Raiders, and Diego is a sophomore midfielder forward, so this will be fun to see some action out of Diego here. I haven't seen a lot of play out of him yet this season. Sard with the ball. Playing around, waiting for the right angle to open up. All right, that's going to be a Raiders corner kick. That's good. You saw Lassard. He was making a run deep and was hoping for a big cross there. I think he had something going there, and if they talk it through, they may see that formation again. So again, the New Richmond stacking the box. Raiders sending 8, so 8 via 2 basically, or 8 via 10. Oh, the Raiders right there. Not a bad ball, right where you kind of want it, but a lot of bodies in there to try to sneak that ball through, but sometimes it's easier than it looks. That time it was not. Netterlow playing in the corner. Gets across. I'm not sure if that was a mishit or not. Kind of went spinning off his foot and low. But if the great guy was there, that could have been a great play. Raiders again bringing it in. About 16 minutes into the match, our score remains 0-0. Raiders continue to work the ball up the field with throw-ins and then the ball being kicked out of bounds, and now they're pretty deep in Tiger territory. little head over by Netterlo, but by Vega, and takes a tough angle there, and it's going to be a goal kick for the Tigers. Playing it quick and short, trying to catch the Raiders off a little bit. Allows them to at least get the ball to midfield here before too much pressure from the Raiders. And now they're moving in. They got numbers, and that's number 8 of the Tigers. That's Stephen Chapman with a blast from about 20, probably 27, 28 yards out, and he about 26 yards out, but that's a pretty long shot, and sent it high of the goal, so the Raiders with the goal kick. See, we haven't really still yet seen a true hard scoring threat by either team. So Quinn Johnson sending that ball in for the Raiders, but cleared out by New Richmond, and that's Ouellette clearing that ball himself out of bounds for the Raiders defensively. Another long blast by Tigers striker number 8, Stephen Chapman. That one a little more on target, was a little closer in. Tipped over by Raiders goalkeeper Parker Strumke, and that's going to give the Tigers a corner kick here. They decide to not put it into the scoring area and try to work that ball in, but here comes Netterlo. Raiders stop that threat and going to try to advance. There's Vega, plays it out wide. It's a really nice play. And there is Lassard on the far side. Raiders moving up. Outnumbered defensively, but we'll see what they can put together here. And defensively taken away by the Tigers, but Raiders maintain possession. It's a big ball in. Raiders taking a... Oh! Interesting play there, because Netterlo was in a position to make something happen on that header. Just couldn't quite get it, and it gets over him, and Sweet is able to take that ball for the Tigers. Vandenberg plays it over to... oh, there's Diego Vega now in the corner. He's sending a ball across. Going to be a Raiders throw. All the way back to Ouellette. Vandenberg over to Quinn Packard. Sorry, Quinn Johnson, number 8 of the Raiders. Get those Quins mixed up. Another throw for the Raiders, but we've got a sub. And for the Raiders is Giovanni Morales. And that's going to give Calvin Lassard a little breather. Calvin's had a lot of steps so far this match, so
checking in now for the Hudson Raiders.
A little break will be good for him.
Giovanni Morales.
Send that ball all the way over to Quinn Johnson. He's playing it all the way over to Quinn Packard. A little too much of a light touch there by Morales, but he's able to steal it back, which is good. Over to Johnson. These Tiger players up front are causing some disruption for the Raiders defense, who usually has a little more time. They're not usually pressured so much, so this is a good challenge for them right now. So far they've been up to it. They moved the ball well to advance the ball. But this is a prime example of why old school soccer, your defensive players were not always as skilled sometimes, and but these days your defensive players have to be highly skilled players to, you know, move that ball, play that ball in all those situations. We are just over 22 minutes into the match and into the first half, so about 18 minutes left in this half. Our score remains 0-0 between these two undefeated teams. Starting to see a little more friendly contact. These teams usually and traditionally are not teams that shy away from contact, so I'm sure we're going to see some more. And Raiders trying for some one-touch passes, but they're getting a little errant, and New Richmond's picked off a few of those, so Raiders got to tighten that up a bit.
Number 45, Christian Kimmeling.
Subs there for the Tigers. You probably heard that loud and clear. And a little clear out by Allenoff, and it's going to be a throw in for the Tigers. Clear by the Raiders. Ball carried up by the Tigers, trying to make something happen. That ball gets cleared by Olette. Little head clear there by Allenoff. Raiders get it up. Comes Netterlow. He's got some nifty moves and speed. You can see that speed there. Whoa, what a play. Owen Netterlow just sort of using his own speed and moves and kind of lured them in with his fourth gear, and maybe they didn't realize he had a fifth gear, and he piled it through and got a good shot, and the Zaylen Sweets of the New Richmond made a nice, he came out just enough to play that angle and was able to deflect that. Otherwise that was a sure play. So Netterlow kind of seeing what he can and can't get away with there, and I'm sure we're going to see more of that. Comes a corner kick, playing it in. Raiders not able to get anything on that ball, but they maintain control. Vega on the chase down. Going to be a throw in for the Tigers. Chase down here. Big cross. Bounced in bounds, and then bounced out of bounds, and the referee's having a conversation, and it's going to be a goal kick, it looks like, which I think is the right call. It was a weird spinning ball off of New Richmond, and I didn't see any Raiders touch it, and it bounced in right near the goal line and then bounced out, so it looked like a good call there between the officials. And
back in for the Raiders, number 11, Soren Madsen. Also checking into the game, number 14, junior defender Teddy Anderson.
Teddy Anderson in the match. I haven't seen a lot of playing time from Teddy yet this year, so this will be a good match to see some action out of him. Comes Netterlow with that speed. That ball took a healthy bounce for the Raiders, and no one's going to set it up. Took that extra stutter step to try to set it over there. Oh! Dang. It's Mattson with a power shot that hit the crossbar, came down, darn close to the goal line there. I'm going to watch it on replay. Nothing's going to get changed, but it was a heck of a play. Drilled it. Yeah, I think it just was not in. It wasn't a goal, but it was one of those that looked very close where it came down, and sometimes those bounce in the goal, but they're almost impossible to see. So Raiders with some nice play there, and Netterlow, the instigator of it all, and Mattson taking a long shot, but a good shot. You can see there's a lot of tangling, and I think that's the right call there. Raiders will have a free kick here. It's going to be Allenoff setting up for it. I think Renicky was ready to roll, but you can see his team was still kind of making their way down the field. So he pulled up, and here we go. It's a big ball. That's a heavy ball in. That's a good ball. It's a nice header over there. It's a nice play by the Raiders. That's, from that distance, you're probably not going to get a header into the goal, so you set that up for a teammate to come in and slam that ball through. I like that. But unfortunately, nobody home, and timing is everything, and another good Raider attempt denied. We are here with the River Channel Broadcasting Company out of Hudson, Wisconsin, and if you're watching this match, it'd be great to see who's tuning in. It'd be great to see who you're cheering for, whether it's Raiders, Tigers, doesn't matter to me. We appreciate all of you tuning in, and if you want to, on your River Channel screen, drop in the chat who you are, who you're cheering for, where you're from. It's always fun to see. In years past, we've always had some grandparents from long distances tuning in, and it's always good to see who's maybe here and who isn't. And we'll give you a shout out. Ball sneaks through on the Tigers, and Parker Strumke able to pick that ball up, and he's going to give it a punt. Does a little drop ball. Drop ball for a goalkeeper is where you drop it, let it just hit the ground, and then you kick it, versus a punt, which is just hitting the ball square out of the air before it hits the ground. So I think they get a little more. I think there's some physics to it that a drop ball can get you a little more distance, and you get a little more power on it that way. But it's a nice option on a nice turf field like this because the ground is level, very predictable. When you're playing on grass, you don't know where the bumps and grooves are, and a drop kick can get ugly quick sometimes on the grass. So. Raiders playing around. They're going to play it way out wide. So Anderson with the ball. Carry it up. Tigers stepping in front of the Raiders there to steal that ball, and they end up taking it out of bounds, so the Raiders get it back. We're now at about 30.5 minutes into the match. And again, our score remains 0-0. It's a tight game of these Big Rivers Conference rivals tonight here in New Richmond. Again, if you're just tuning in, the Hudson Raiders, the visiting team in white, playing from right to left on your screen, and the hometown New Richmond Tigers in black, playing from left to right on your screen. They are working hard to feed that center, but the Raiders defense holding strong. Sneaky ball through. Raiders have plenty of defense back, so
Checking back in for the Tigers, number 9, Mason Benning. Also checking in for the Tigers, number 17, Nano Malina.
Okay, throw in here for New Richmond, looking to get some offense of their own going. The Raiders have had quite a bit recently. Little cross, a little bit too low, and able to be cleared by the Raiders, but New Richmond picks it back up. Plays it out. They're going to get another cross here. This time he gets it up a little better, and nice play there, but Strumke comes out to get it, and nicely played, and the Raiders avoid that threat and start advancing the ball themselves. Aaron pass and almost picked off by the Raiders, but cleared out there by New Richmond, and there'll be a throw in after the substitution here for the Raiders. Some good minutes there for the Raiders, number 14.
Back into the game for the Raiders,
Teddy Anderson.
number 8, Quinn Johnson.
Quinn Johnson going in for Anderson, and we're sitting at about 33 minutes, and this looks like a well matched up set of opponents here tonight. I'd say Raiders probably have owned the time of possession pretty easily, but and have had more scoring opportunities. Not I wouldn't say like on goal shots, but New Richmond's defense has held, and they've came up with their own counterattack opportunities here, and there's a foul on the Raiders, nothing egregious. A free kick here. We got Calvin Lassard gearing up to come back in for the Raiders, it looks like. So they're going to try to, with about the last 5 minutes or so. Nice low clear by Alanoff, despite the pressure. Field must be getting a little dewy, a little slippery. That's a trip from behind, and it's going to be a free kick for the Raiders.
Checking back in for the... Never mind.
Quick ball by Alanoff. Ouellette sends it up. Netterlow trying to get on that, but even the speedy Owen Netterlow can't do much. Looks like there was an offsides call. At the 17-yard line, that I did not see that, but at least I wasn't looking for it. Richmond sends that ball up. Alanoff sends it wide, but Tigers there to take it. A few collisions. I think the field must be getting a little slippery. There seems to be a lot of falling and extra leaning that isn't what you normally see from these teams. So these fall nights, that air can get a little thick with water, and a little push from behind there by Morales. This will be a opportunity for the Tigers now to put this ball where they might be able to do some damage. Got 3 guys out though, so they're not looking to put as many in the box as they could. Head up on it by New Richmond, and they send that ball out of bounds, and it'll be a goal kick here for the Raiders. Ref is signaling in subs in the game for the Raiders.
Now for the Hudson Raiders, number 18, sophomore forward Calvin Lassard. Also checking in for the Raiders, number 21, sophomore midfielder Sam Olsen.
I'll come say hi after the
Big ball. We're down to about 3.5 minutes. So both these teams going to be pushing it here at the end to try to get something before the half and try to stop the other ones from getting something before the half. Hello, Audrey Packard, down from Manorville, Minnesota, watching Quinn Packard, I'm sure, for the Raiders. Good to have you tuned in. And I know Manorville pretty well. I have in-laws that lived in the Zumbro Falls area, so always good to have Manorville on the broadcast. So thanks for tuning in. Raiders with the clear, or Tigers with the clear, and Raiders with a throw in here. We are now getting closer and closer to that clock for the half, down to about 2.5 minutes in this half of play. Our score remains 0-0. Big throw by the Raiders, head over by Lassard. Just that did not go the way Kelvin wanted it to, and it kind of went sideways, which happens. And Tigers with a late substitution here with about 2 minutes left.
Number 27, Caleb Larson.
Big kick here for New Richmond. See if they can get something going here at the end themselves. Allen off with a jumping kick there to get the clear. Oh, heck of a play there by Morales to pick that ball off. Nice cutback move by Netterlow. Sends the ball up. Deflects off of the Tigers. I guess will get the throw in here. I thought maybe that was going to be a Raiders throw, but can't see it. Quick throw in. We're now down to less than a minute. Sending it in. This could be dangerous for the Raiders. A good clear there by Raiders take another long shot. Woof. Just skims the top of the goal. And we're going to walk out of this first half with a tie score of 0-0. Go get a snack and get ready for an exciting second half. We'll see you back in 10 minutes. Good. Tell me when. All right, folks, we are back for the second half of our tightly contested match here in New Richmond, Wisconsin, with the Raiders of Hudson in white playing from left to right on your screen, taking on the hometown New Richmond Tigers in black, now playing from right to left on your screen. So was a fun, well-matched first half. Not a lot of like high-level scoring opportunities, but a good first half, and we'll see what happens here in the second half if someone's able to crack that, crack the egg and get on the board here. So. Raiders have made a goalkeeping change and have senior Tyler Hindall in the goal for the Raiders, and that's something the Raiders typically do is flip-flop their goalkeepers at halftime, and that gives usually there's a junior keeper and then a senior goalkeeper each year, and they gives them both playing time, and they're usually both pretty solid players, and it prepares the team for next year with an experienced goalkeeper and gives the quality of a senior leader as well. So here we go again. The Raiders contending with some tenacious defense here all over the field from New Richmond, and some nifty moving there by New Richmond's number 44. That looks like Evan Sanders, but Raiders didn't bite on those moves and able to play some solid D. Again, I'm going to welcome any of you who want to drop a comment in the chat and say hi and let us know who's watching and where you're from. It's always fun to see who is checking in here and from what corners of Minnesota, Wisconsin, or the country that you're checking things out from. The powers of the internet, it's fantastic. So there's Lassard receiving that ball and making a nice turn through traffic. Good turn there by Vega. Allen off with a good chest trap there. Brings it down and is going to send it up. It's a good ball in. Here's Lassard. He gets around the corner. He's fighting. Oh, and there's a goal for your Raiders. What a play. Calvin Lassard used his size and strength to fight off a hard lean by the defense, and he's just able to use his size and strength to fight that off, and he got deep and he sent that ball nicely across. And as always, Owen Netterlow seems to be the one that's there, and there was no way he was going to miss that. He was about a foot and a half off the goal line, and he just blasted it home. So 3 minutes into the match, the Raiders draw first blood, and
scored in the 44th minute for the Hudson Raiders, number 10, Owen Netterlow. Assist to number 18, Calvin Lassard. Netterlow from Lassard in the 44th minute. Your new score, Hudson 1, New Richmond 0.
So great score there. New Richmond was playing some pretty solid D, I gotta say, but Lassard is a big person to fight off on that. So Raiders played all the way back to Hindall, who is quite skilled and able to take that play. Again, some people get a little worried when they see the ball go like that, go back to the goalkeeper, but in modern soccer, that is expected and gives you another outlet to make things happen. And Hindall has shown a lot of skill with his feet as a soccer player, so Raiders don't have too many concerns with that. So now the Tigers, I can tell you, are not a team that is just going to flop over and give up after that goal. So this is going to be, if anything, this is going to make this a much more intense game now. It's Lassard again. There's Vega. Gets it out wide to Lassard. Tries to do a quick pull. Oh, he gets the guy off balance and plays it deep, and that's going to be a corner kick for the Raiders. Sometimes you're quite happy on offense when you get the ball down there and you end up with a corner kick because, corner kick is, if you play it traditionally, it's going to put the ball right in the area where, you want to score, right in front of the goal. Any other attempt can be thwarted, and so the corner kick is it's a great opportunity. Low ball there for the Raiders. Didn't quite get it up for anyone to get ahead on, but still Raiders were able to get it but not be able to do much with it. Raiders kind of ping-ponging that ball down into the goal area, and New Richmond gets the punt. Vandenberg gets under it, but kind of gets shook off by New Richmond coming in, and New Richmond working that ball around. There's quite a bit of speed on New Richmond too, so they're gonna, they're really trying to use it. There's a clear by Vega. Quick throw in here. Ball comes back. New Richmond showing some patience here and working a ball around the backfield, but it's a good step up by Matson there. Kind of a slow. Oh, and there's Lassard again, showing some speed and strength. Sets it up and drills it home. Wow. That was sort of like Calvin was not going to be denied. And he, again, had to fight off some pushing and, nothing illegal. But, you're going to put a lean on a guy like him in the box. But he fought that off, cut the ball back. I'm going to watch the replay here because that was pretty great. Did a pullback. Yeah, he got the lean. He kind of stopped, and the defense, I think, got a little frozen, and he did a pullback and then just a nice shot in. So
back into the game for Hudson, number 21, Sam Olson.
So a quick turn of events for the Raiders here in the first 6 minutes of the second half, and they take a 2-0 lead over
scoring in the 47th minute for the Hudson
New
Raiders.
Richmond.
Number 18, Calvin Lassard. Assist goes to number 11, Soren Matson. Again, Lassard from Matson. Your new score, Hudson 2, New Richmond 0.
So Calvin Lassard with a goal and an assist in this match. Two pretty spectacular plays and exciting. Every goal kind of has 10 times the excitement when it's a game like this with these teams that are so skilled and equally matched and playing hard and well. So Raiders almost had a little pickoff play there to Lassard, but he decided to pull it back, and then New Richmond's defense took over. But here we go. Still a lot of time. No one's going to be breathing easy right now. I think it was 2 years ago we saw a match here in New Richmond where New Richmond got 2 penalty kicks in the second half and ended up either tying or winning that match. And so anyone who knows soccer knows this match is far from over at this time. So and Lassard thought he had someone trailing him, and he kind of did a backhead there, but nobody was there to get it, but it was a nifty idea. Poulsen in that ball up the field. Oh, that's a nice play by Poole there. Raiders are way offsides. They got to be careful here. Get back onside, which is good. Comes Quinn Johnson. So you get the little push from behind, but that time it foiled. It's a nice ball. Quinn Johnson put that low shot in that had a Raider been streaking from the, we call that the weak side, the side without the ball, that could have been an easy goal deposited there. So
Number 15, Ben Weaver, and number 16, senior midfielder Sam Youssef. Also changing for the Tigers, number 17, Nano Molina.
So all the players aligned with those two goals. Matson, Netterlow, and Lassard getting a breather right now. And we'll see what this new crew of Raiders offense is going to do. Here comes Poole. Brings it around. That's Sam Youssef fighting for the ball in the middle. Good to see Sam in the match. Big ball by the Raiders, trying to play it out wide, but it's a tough to do. Collision there. I think that'd be a tough one to call any foul on because they just ran into each other. There's a nice header there by the Raiders, and that's going to go wide and be a goal kick for New Richmond. All right, folks, we are about 11 minutes into this second half, and the Raiders, within about the first 5 minutes, took a 2-goal lead after a tied first half, and now New Richmond's got some work to do here, and comes the ball for New Richmond. This could be a chance to get something going. Play that in. It's going right to the goalkeeper, and I don't think that's exactly where New Richmond's offense thought that ball was going, but it's hard to be accurate from that distance. That was a pretty good ball, but Tyler Hindell grabs that ball pure and keeps it safe for the Raiders. Tangled up there, but no foul. I mean, guys bump, they fall, they get tangled. It's not always a foul, and we've seen a number of no calls, and we've also seen some calls. So I think this ref has done a very adept job of keeping this game under control and balanced, and Raiders trying to sneak a ball there, but New Richmond's able to pick it off. Raiders got to tighten it up here and move a little faster to the ball potentially. Here we go. A little through ball, a little too much on it though. Richmond brings it all the way back to their goalkeeper, who sends that's a big kick up the field. Halanoff heads it out to the side at least, and Quinn Packard with the clear sends it way up the field. And it's going to be a throw-in for the Raiders. Ben Weaver nicely just sort of letting things be and just adding a little presence, and lets the ball go out, and the Raiders will get the throw. Quinn Packard again down deep. See the Raiders' wing defenders get up and help in the attack here. That's a fun system, and gives some guys who don't always get those scoring chances to be in on the action a little bit, which is fun. That's Poole again playing it on the side, and he was working for a corner kick but just could not get that ball off of a Tiger. So And here comes for the Raiders, Diego Vega again. Or actually, no, that is Will Cook. Will is a freshman for the Raiders who's been getting some good playing time this year, and it'll be fun to see what Will can do out there. He's got some speed, he's got some good skills, and we'll see what he can add to things tonight. Ben Dahlke, good to have you all the way from Bozeman. That's definitely our longest person tuning in, or at least sharing their location this year. Lovely Bozeman, and good to have you on the broadcast, and good to have Sam on the team. And all these Raider boys are looking good tonight, and hopefully they hang on to this lead. So thanks for tuning in. Okay, Raiders keep it moving. Number of Raiders starters out of the match right now, and some stabilizing players in. Little pressure from the side and back, I guess. Kind of surprised this is a card myself. It's certainly worthy of a foul, but that's, I think, number 12. No, that's not 12. That is, who is that?
Checking back in for the Raiders, number 11, Soren Matson.
Number 21, that is Sam Olson. Speaking there, Ben, that's Sam with the yellow card. I didn't think it was maybe card-worthy foul, but nonetheless, it happens. And New Richmond will get an opportunity here, and Raiders have set up their small wall. And we'll see what New Richmond elects to do. Again, I got to think they're going to take a shot. If they're going to dedicate 3 people out on the ball and not put them into the scoring area to try to make something happen, they're taking a shot here. So Hindall's very aware, I'm sure, and we'll see what happens here. It's a good blast. It's a nice shot. It's quite a bit of distance, though. That's a 26, 27-yard attempt there, which that's a heck of a shot there. It can be made, don't get me wrong, but Hindall played the wall. The only angle they had there was that shot. So, ooh, I guess that's a goal kick, and Raiders avoid the threat on that free kick, and New Richmond reloading. Nice sneaky ball there. Nice sneaky ball. Somehow got through the Raiders defense, and I think New Richmond felt like he had to put the ball in the goal. He wasn't going to have time to try to reset that ball, which is usually the case. Usually that's the thing you see is guys try to set up for the perfect shot in there, and they take an extra touch or two, and then they don't have any opportunity. So he took the shot. Hindall was there, made a nice save, but New Richmond knocking on the door a little bit. They're finding the seams and angles with on the Raiders team out there right now. Here comes Olson. Nifty little pass there. Or Cook, I'm sorry. Nice pullback move by Cook. Gets disrupted. That should be a corner kick. Yep. Great move in there by Cook, and trying to get it to the line to make something happen. And then when he knew it was going to get stopped, he went for the power move and drew the corner kick. So in that situation, a corner kick is definitely a win. It's going to give the Raiders a chance to you get that 3-goal lead. You breathe a little better if you're Coach Solom on the sideline and the fans in the stadium. but not too much. Oh, nice little play there. Woo! Raiders almost got her through there. Almost got a good shot off there, but good defensive play by New Richmond. We're now at about 58 minutes almost into this match, so we're starting to get down there to about 22 minutes, and Raiders continue to lead this match 2-0 over the New Richmond Tigers. This broadcast, again, is brought to you by the River Channel out of Hudson, Wisconsin, and River Channel is the Hudson broadcaster of nearly all sports and activities for not just Hudson High School, but also the community as a whole. And we're fortunate to have River Channel doing what it's doing for our community. I live in Hudson, and it's great to have that presence and in our community to bring these games to people all over Hudson as well as all over the country. So my colleague Jeff Munter is here. He's the heart and soul of the operation. He lugs all the equipment, sets up the sound, the camera, all the technology pieces. He removes the windows so that I have beautiful views, and is the one that really makes this possible. So good work to you, my friend. And I'm Jeff Ian. I'm the announcer. I live in Hudson and coach soccer all over the Minneapolis, St. Paul, and Wisconsin areas for 30-some years, and love the game. My kids left me and went to college, and so now with a lot more time on my hands, I have the pleasure of announcing boys and girls soccer and occasionally some other things for Hudson High School. So again, thanks everyone for tuning in, and these games will be posted on the River channel on YouTube as well. So if you ever miss a match and want to catch one later or watch some of the replays, then just check out the River Channel YouTube channel, and those games are there for years to come, I believe. So there you go. A little back and forth here between these teams, and intensity is picking up, definitely on the New Richmond side. You can tell they're starting to feel the time crunch here, with less than 20 minutes now in the half, that they gotta make something happen here, although there's still plenty of time to put a couple goals on the board or more. And but every tick of that clock gets people a little more jacked up, including the parents, because you'll probably hear that on here too, because I have a wide open window, and you're going to hear the fans and their stress levels as well. So host of Thank you, Jeff.
Wouldn't want to do this with anybody else.
It's a good team effort here. A whole crew of subs in for the Raiders. That starting offensive forward line for the Raiders has re-entered the game. The guys that came in for them about 10 minutes ago, admirable work, and had some good attempts, and kept that ball safe and advanced. So fun to see, and a big shove from behind by New Richmond. There's a lot of that. They don't tend to push you over, but they tend to put a little pressure on the back, and sometimes when you're running hard and the adrenaline's going, you get a little more on that push than you wanted, and you don't so much always get carded for that as much as the trip, because the trip takes your feet out. It's a little more dangerous, but you keep doing those pushes from behind, you'll get a foul. It's a nice feed through. It's going to be able to play it back. Oh, wow, that was interesting. Quinn Packard gets sneaky. I think it was I think that was Nicky Alanoff who fed him, and then let's see here. I'm watching it on the replay right now on my screen. Yeah, that's Alanoff. Slings it up to Packard. Very nice. He gets it through. It's ejected by one of the Tigers' defenders and goes right back to the goalkeeper. So kudos to New Richmond's goalkeeper for having his wits about him as he just kind of turned around on the ground and that ball is flying right to him to just grab that thing. We're now about 16 and a half minutes left in the match. Raiders continue to lead 2-0. Two unbeaten teams here fighting out for conference standings right now. This game will mean a lot when it comes down to it, but big ball in by Matson. Oh, right there. Raiders are wide. Just took the didn't really have his feet where he wanted to take that shot, and took the extra second to reset and gave the Tigers too much time to get back on defense. But that was a fun play to watch. I'm going to watch that one again too. Got it. Yeah, wasn't really wanting to commit to a left-footed shot, so kind of brought it back for a right foot and then got away from him. But still kind of a fun, cool play for the Raiders there. And not everything's going to score, but there's sure some good plays going on down there. Raiders again pushing it up. Sends it to the corner for a little foot race. Ref's calling I guess he's calling a pushing foul there, about 6 inches off the goal line. That's about I think the deepest foul I've ever seen. Darren Chuckles in the house. Hello, Darren. How you doing? I hope you're having a good season yourself at Gustavus. That's soccer alumnus and star Darren Chuckle tuning in to the Raiders broadcast. Darren's playing for Gustavus and doing well from all things I'm hearing, and I know Darren well, and Darren, just make sure you're getting your homework done too, my friend. So I'm keeping an eye on that as much as your soccer, my friend. So anyway, good to have you, Darren, and hope to see you when you're home to Hudson sometime this fall.
Would it be bad if I shouted C's get degrees?
Yes, it would. Here we go. We're now down to 14 minutes in the match. New Richmond really playing a nice game. Raiders just with two pretty exceptional goals there as the differentials, but I would say New Richmond, they've settled for some longer shots so far. Not a lot of high percentage scoring opportunities. Their main opportunities have been shots from about 20 to 25 yards out, just like we saw there. And as close as that was, that's still a low percentage scoring opportunity. But they're making it interesting, and Raiders got to keep their eyes on the ball and keep things moving. So here we go. Tigers pushing that ball up. Good opportunity there by the Raiders just a few moments ago, but that was a long shot too, and those are, those shots fall, but when you're playing better goalkeepers, and like we have two good goalkeepers here, those are going to be tougher shots to get. So you got to work for those goals up front and in the trenches and make something happen. So here we go. Clock keeps ticking. Raiders continue to lead by a score of 2-0. New Richmond keeping the pressure on. They have not relented this whole game. They've made Hudson's defense work, the strikers work. Alanoff trying to get a little chip shot in, gets a little more on it than was needed, and that was taken in nicely by the goalkeeper. Ouellette with the header out. Raiders pushing that ball up. It's probably the first time I've seen the New Richmond team sort of in a lapse there. Usually they're pressuring everything, and they might just be taking a little breather to gear up here for the last 12 minutes or so. They play a high intense, constantly harassing defense, so you gotta sometimes pick your breaks during the game too. Come the Raiders, they've got a little time, a little chip shot play in. There's Lassard, gets a head on it, but doesn't get the angle on that he wanted, and that is going to head out of bounds. And we're going to have a substitute here for New Richmond.
Checking into the game for the first time tonight for the Tigers, number 33, Micah Soplin.
Vandenbark has played the whole game in the middle there, and has played a nice game, keeping control at center, pressuring when need be. It's going to be a foul, though, on Henry, just as I call it. A little too much in the back. Kind of like we saw about 5 minutes ago on the other end of the field. New Richmond's setting up. Coach Solom sending some directions from the sideline, and this time New Richmond is keeping a few guys up for a counterattack. And they're not going to send many in, so there's going to be a shot as well. It's a nice shot. Off the crossbar. Holy cats. He's had 3 or 4 of those shots, and each one, I think, has come down about 2 or 3 inches, and that time was the closest and hit the crossbar. So Richmond's, they've taken good advantage. They've taken those shots, but not able to capitalize. And now we are under, or just at around 10 minutes left in this match. And the pressure is gonna start bubbling now, because New Richmond knows they got to score twice. Now, if you think about it, beginning of the first half, the Raiders scored 2 in about a 4.5 minute stretch. So is it impossible to think that someone else can't do that? No, but Raiders defense is pretty darn strong. So we'll see what happens here. Big turn, Raiders get a clear. So when you're under 10 minutes now and you're trying to win a ball game, every ball that's deep down the field is going to take 20 seconds or more to move up the field. So that's part of it. And the Raiders sensed the goalkeeper was out and tried to sneak one by him as he's running back to the goal, but he's too good for that, and he sensed it and picked it up. So nice play there by New Richmond's goalkeeper. New Richmond's given up a little on the defensive end, I think, to try to make something happen offensively. There's Netterlow again. He's resetting, and he tries to chip. He was off balance. I like that attempt, though. Off balance and needed to make something try to happen, and tries for a little chip goal, but sends it high. There's Will Cook. He had some great playing time there, played well, and good job, Mr. Cook. And we're now down to about 8.5 minutes in the match, and Raiders with the 2-0 lead, trying to hang on. I've seen a lot of odd throws tonight, but the referee made the call this time that it was an illegal throw, and that's his prerogative, so it probably was. I think there may have been a few more tonight myself, but it's hard to always see it. It all depends on the angles you have. So this referee's done a great job of making consistent calls, good calls. So here we go, New Richmond with the throw. Comes the throw again. Another ball out by the Raiders. Got a nice crew of youngsters around the field here in New Richmond collecting those balls as they go out and feeding new balls in, so we don't have any wait time on the game. That's always great. Big ball in, and that gets deflected, and that's going to be a corner kick for New Richmond. So this is this is what New Richmond wants right now. They need to capitalize here if they want to get back into this match with only about 7 minutes left in the game. So they've got to make something happen here. They're not sending many in, though. They've got 4 guys back on defense with the goalkeeper. So they're putting 5 in to score. It's a nice little chip back, but again, when you're outnumbered by the defense back there, so the Raiders had 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and their goalkeeper 9, and another one 10. They had 10 back covering the 6. It's going to be tough to sneak something through. So Matson on his way out, and Giovanni Morales back in for the Raiders. And we're dialing now into the last 6.5 minutes here. This has been a really great match, not just because my Raiders are in the lead right now, but New Richmond's played an outstanding game. Remember when these games were not as close, and New Richmond's program has advanced and become very competitive, but there's a goal. There's that third goal. Looked like Owen Netterlow snuck that one through. I think New Richmond had, they're getting a little worn out. They have scrapped and hustled the entire match, and I think Netterlow just kind of caught the defense there a little off guard and made a move and just drilled it into the corner. Tough play for any goalkeeper to make there, and there's a goal for the Raiders, and it's Netterlow's second goal of the night. Nice night for Owen.
Checking back in for the Raiders, number 14, Teddy Anderson.
Don't know who got the assist on that.
75th minute of this match. Number 10 for Hudson, Owen Netterlow. Again, Netterlow scores in this 75th minute. Your new score, Hudson 3, Richmond 0.
So with 2 goals tonight, that puts Owen Netterlow at 12 goals on the season, I believe, maybe more, because I don't know who scored in the River Falls game Friday, but that's pretty outstanding. And I think the Raiders had some thoughts of where they're going to get the scoring last year after losing Aaron Sparling and Owen Wassman and some of the other scorers from last year who put a lot of points on the board, but I think we're seeing that Owen Netterlow's filling that gap, and Calvin Lassard is filling that gap, and they're doing just fine offensively. Comes a few more subs. Netterlow and Lassard as we speak, coming off the field to some applause from the Hudson fans. We're now down to about 4.5 minutes in this match. 3-goal lead. New Richmond gonna do everything they can to avoid any more goals. Vega got flattened somehow. Might have just taken his own feet out jumping for that ball, but gets a nice hand from a New Richmond player. I love seeing that. Despite the score, this was a heck of a game by both teams. They pushed each other and really challenged each other throughout the match, which is what every team wants right now, and it's fun to see. Oh, and Wasman, how the heck? Did you know I was talking about you on here? I actually didn't even see your name on there, so good to have you tuning in, and hope you're doing well, Owen. And I can't remember where you're playing right now and going to school, but pop it in the chat. I'd love to know, and hope you're doing well, and Hudson Raider tradition is going strong from what you guys helped establish last year, and We're now down to about 3.5 minutes here, and it's so great to have these former players checking in and watching these boys play. Now down to roughly 3 minutes in the match, 3.5 minutes. Richmond is going to be a force in this conference, though, and they're going to be a force in their state section. You can just tell from what we saw tonight. You know, playing in the smaller school section, they're gonna be a tough team in that this year. So I'm not sure if the Raiders are going to play them again at home. They might. I'll have to check the schedule, but I'm sure that's going to be a very interesting match as well.
For Hudson, number 15, Ben Weaver.
Raiders have had a good rotation of players throughout this match. I think high number of players got to play tonight, which is always fun, especially in a tight, tough game. You like to see that. And hard run there, a little slip and misplay, but still what the Raiders were hoping for. They kept control. A little trip from behind. They're tangled, but you know, when you're tangled from someone from behind, that's always going to be a call. And you know, again, not necessarily a yellow card, but when you're chasing someone from behind and your feet get tangled, whether it's purposeful or not, that's just at any level, that's going to be a call. If you're from behind, you got to keep yourself under control. And here come the Raiders now. Down to 2 minutes in the match. Bringing it now down within 2 minutes, and New Richmond with a push here at the end to see if they can put something together. Nice ball in, trying to play it back, but misfires into the feet of the Raiders. Clock keeps ticking. Raiders with the 3-0 lead. We were scoreless for the first half. It was just a really, Raiders held possession of the ball much more and had it in their offensive end much more, but New Richmond knocked on the door, and the Raiders didn't have a lot of great scoring opportunities in that first half, but
10, 9,
here we
8,
go. This is it, folks.
7,
Raiders are going to
6,
walk away with the win.
5, 4,
We appreciate
3,
everybody.
2, 1.
Appreciate everybody tuning in to the River Channel.
Score from New Richmond High School, Hudson 3, New Richmond Tigers 0. Thanks for coming out, everybody, and supporting high school athletics. Please drive home safely.
Couldn't say anything better. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and we will see you in a couple days for the Raiders' next match on Thursday night right here on the River Channel. Have a great night.